We will make the Middle East great again together. If the Iranian regime is toppled, whether with uprisings or with military intervention or as a part of this war with Israel, which is a possibility at this time, it's very important that you understand what kind of a situation we have at this moment, with Israel fighting a war more than 1 year on 7 fronts with a death cult terrorist organization that is also killing and ruining lives of my people. We have a mutual goal to get rid of this regime, and it is very important that we understand who our allies are, that the Iranian people understand that Israel is our ally, and that the Israelis understand that the Iranian people are their allies. Iranian people stand with Israel against the terrorist organization that is ruling and killing them and Israelis, and who have these proxies in all these countries. The Iranian people are not at war with Israel. The Iranian people have been brainwashed to join a death cult, to become jihadists. And one does not have to have any degree in political science or anything like that to understand that the Iranian regime cannot mobilize people within Iran to go fight their death cult wars in Lebanon, in the region, the Iranian people are not fighting in this war. They are just not a part of this. If you look at the millions and millions of people that have been on the streets fighting for democracy, fighting for women's rights, fighting for the freedom of speech, and just fighting even to be able to dance and sing, to live a normal life, to be free. The Iranian people want to be free. And what these terrorist, separatist organizations that some Westerners, some Israelis think represent the Iranian people, they do not want the freedom. They do not want the women's rights. Have you seen how many Iranians risk their lives to be free from hijab? Iranian people of all ethnicities will come together and fight against terrorists and separatists, and we want a free, democratic Iran. Now, since 2009, millions of people have been on the streets. Thousands of people have been killed. We don't even know if it's in the 100,000s of people that have been killed since 1979. We don't know, and this is one of the things that makes me really emotional, because we've lost so many people in this fight to get rid of this death cult that is now waging war against the whole Western world, and especially Israel on 7 fronts. This is so important that the Iranians support Israel, that Iranians do understand that they have a responsibility living outside Iran. You have the free speech that you don't have in Iran. You have to tell your politicians and your leaders and your foreign policy experts what the alternative is to this regime, because they do not know. They think the Mojahedin, MEK, and other terrorists in the region based on ethnicities and separatist groups, that they are an alternative to this regime, and they are not. If they have a say, we will have a war inside of Iran, and you know who's going to win? The Iranian people are going to win. The Iranian people are going to win. Why? Because they are the majority. These terrorist separatist groups, many of them Sunni, Islamist, ISIS-like groups, do not represent the Iranian people. The Iranian people across ethnicities want a democratic society. They want a secular government. They're done with Sharia law. They're done with terrorist jihadist organizations. They are wanting a new modern Middle East, peace with Israel, peace with the West, and to dance and to live and to be free. The Iranian people want to be free. And what these terrorist, separatist organizations that some Westerners, some Israelis think represent the Iranian people, they do not want the freedom. They do not want the women's rights. Have you seen how many Iranians risk their lives to be free from hijab? We can spare the region from some sectarian wars and terrorism if we have a plan and if we can secure the borders of Iran, because when the Iranian Islamic regime falls, the Islamic Republic of Iran, when it falls, we do not have an army, we do not have police, and therefore it is very important that we do not make mistakes, and this is why I made this video. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope that you can comment and let's have a very important debate about this, because it's very important. Opposition leaders who have the backing of the people in Iran, for instance, Reza Pahlavi, the king of, some call him the king, some call him the prince, some call him the son of the late king of Iran. He has huge support. I support him. I'm not a monarchist, but I support a monarchy if that's what the Iranian people want, and I would support it just because I really like Reza Pahlavi. I think he's a very, very modern, secular, democratic person, and I like his politics. I love the fact that he went to Israel, that he supports Israel, that I think what he has done in the last couple of years is great. I really also support Masih Alinejad. I really am disappointed at her because she didn't go to Israel and she didn't visit Israel. She has not been cooperating and working closely with the Israelis, and this is a huge problem. Why? Because in politics you need to understand who your allies are and how important it is for you to speak to your allies openly and honestly, and this is a huge problem within the opposition. And one could say, oh, but this is because you don't have the backing of the people of Iran, but it is not true. These two opposition leaders, Reza Pahlavi and Masih Alinejad, it's not even a question. They have the backing of the Iranian people, both of them. The problem is they did form a coalition, and because of some left wingers, I think this coalition didn't last. And in that situation, I think that they should have gone on without these very dogmatic people, and Masih Alinejad and Reza Pahlavi are great leaders, both of them, and we need both of them to cooperate. They are very central to an alternative to this regime. It's not far from reality that this regime could fall any day. And because of this, it's very important that we have a plan and we have an understanding in the international community, in Western countries, of what Iran is and what Iran is going to be after this regime. Iran is not going to be a broken country in pieces, with separatist movements taking over different parts of Iran. If the regime falls and we do not have a plan for the borders of Iran, there will be sectarian wars as we've seen them in Iraq and Syria and so on. But the Iranian people will fight for Iran as a country with the borders that Iran has today, and they will fight and they will win. Why? Because the Iranian people are a people, they have a country, and they will fight to keep that country. I love Israel. I love what the Israelis have done with their country. I wish this for my country. I wish this for the Iranian people. And I visited Israel in April, and I love that country. I could see myself live there even. And I see the Israeli young people, and I see the Iranian people in Iran. They're the same. They want the same things. They're so ambitious. They're so full of life and full of joy and full of music and culture, and they just want to live life so fully, and they are going to be each other's allies, and the future is so bright, and these two countries will be the best allies, and they will be the best of friends. These two people will be the best of friends, and the future is so bright, and we will make the Middle East great again together.